The accident happened on a Wednesday afternoon, a nothing day, a hum in my ribs that wouldn't go away. I was supposed to be working, but I wasn't. Instead, I was standing in my dead wife's closet, fingertips drifting across the sleeves and seams of clothing that still held the temperature of her life. My name is Derek Simmons, 38, but for 6 months I've felt like a hollow outline. Rachel died in 3 minutes, an aneurysm, one fast violent erasure. People warn you about grief stages, but they never tell you they can overlap, stall, or just never happen. I got caught in the stage of not letting go, where objects become talismans, her toothbrush, her mug, her dresses, everything frozen in place because I couldn't stand the idea of erasing her. That Wednesday I opened her closet, not to organise, not to move on, but to inhale her life again. Fabric as séance. I held the blue dress, the one she wore to my work dinner, against my chest. And then, in a moment that felt like surrender, I put it on. Not as curiosity, as proximity. And it fit. And in the mirror, I swear I saw Rachel. I sat on the bed for hours, crying until I felt hollow. And the next Wednesday, I did it again. And again. A ritual formed, makeup came next, cosmetics, gestures, voice. I tried to recreate her the way a child redraws a lost parent from memory. Therapist called it a coping mechanism, but it wasn't coping, it was a spiral. 4 months in, my best friend Mark caught me. He showed up unannounced. I answered the door in a sundress. His face collapsed. "Derek, what are you doing?" "It's Wednesday," I said like that alone decoded everything. His pity carved through me. "You're not bringing her back. You're losing yourself." And in the mirror later, I finally saw what he saw. The reflection wasn't Rachel, and it wasn't quite Derek. Something else was forming, and I realised I liked the way it felt. Not because of her, because of me. I bought my own clothes, my own makeup, my own wig, and the person in the mirror had a name that fit better inside my chest. Diana. 6 months after that first Wednesday, I told Dr. Park everything. She asked gently, "So, are you transgender?" I said, "I don't know." And she said it was okay to not know yet. Last week, I went to Rachel's grave. I talked to her, told her about the dresses, about Diana. A breeze shifted, like she was listening. I looked up. A couple was visiting a grave nearby. The woman gave me a sad smile, that universal cemetery recognition. I smiled back, and then I saw the stone she was standing in front of, Rachel Simmons, my wife. And I looked down at the headstone beneath me. It didn't say Rachel, it said Derek James Simmons, my birth date, my death date, 6 months ago. My skin flickered, transparent, then solid, then transparent again. I understood. I hadn't just lost Rachel in that accident. I had died too. The Wednesdays weren't me surviving grief. They were my ghost remembering who I actually was. Underneath the body I'd already left. Diana wasn't a costume. Diana was the truth that could only surface after the physical shell of Derek was gone. I began to dissolve, the cemetery blurring into light. And there was no panic, just clarity. The accident did not just end us. It revealed us. Rachel, beside me in spirit. Me, becoming who I never allowed myself to be in life. And as I drifted into that space beyond breath, the last thought that formed was simple. Grief is not only for who we lose, it is for the versions of ourselves we never got to live. In death, I became the self I had always been, Diana.